Now at 5, a disturbing alleged child abuse case in Morgan County.
What we're learning about the investigation tonight, as the sheriff says deputies are looking for any additional victims. Plus, the 10-point coalition marking 26 years serving the community.
Now, members are expanding their mission. The next Indianapolis neighborhood where volunteers are hoping to make an impact.
And we are certainly not as cold as where we have been. Temperatures have warmed up by as much as 20 degrees compared to yesterday, and there's even warmer temperatures on the way. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Good evening, it's 5 o'clock, and tonight the search is on for more potential victims in a disturbing abuse case out of Morgan County.
Investigators say it comes at the hands of a former couple, Brian and Sonia Stafford. Our Samantha Johnson is there.
Right now, Brian Stafford is facing 59 charges. Sonia is facing 62. And in a newly released document, we learned the disturbing details of what allegedly happened inside their Morgan County home.
There's a lot of work to do. And this case is still under investigation. The magnitude of this case is enormous.
Investigators say between 2008 and 2024, at least 32 foster children were placed into the Stafford's home. They adopted 11 of them, in addition to their 3 biological children. The victims reported sexual abuse from Brian and physical and mental abuse from Sonia for years. Victims told investigators about Brian molesting at least 6 of the girls and exposing himself inside the home. Victims said Sonia pulled their hair, threw chairs, and even tried to strangle them. One of the victims sharing, quote, "The night that she was formally adopted, she was slapped in the face by Sonia." According to court documents, the kids were told to lie about, quote, any of the stuff that was going on the property. Now a push to find even more potential victims. Investigators looking as far back as the 90s.
It is our belief that there are still individuals out there, whether it be victims or witnesses.
The 121 combined charges come after a 7-month investigation from the Morgan County Sheriff's Office. The Staffords are due back in court next month, and their jury trial is scheduled for June. In Morgan County, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
So we did ask investigators if they went to the Stafford's home prior to this current investigation, and the prosecutor told us that he could not comment on that, and we put the contact information for the detective in this case on our website, WTHR.com. On to more news. A suspected serial killer truck driver is now convicted of a 3rd murder. Today, a jury found Bruce Mendenhall guilty of killing a woman right here in Indianapolis almost 18 years ago.
Our Rich Knight covered the trial and has reaction to long-awaited justice.
The jury deliberated less than an hour and a half to find Bruce Mendenhall guilty of the July 2007 murder of 31-year-old Karma Purpura. She was last seen at the Flying J truck stop on the south side of Indianapolis.
The defendant picked her up in Indianapolis, killed her, stripped her, dumped her body, and kept the clothes in a bloody bag. That's what he did.
Purpura's clothes, phone, and ATM card were found in a bag in the cab of Mendenhall's semi at a truck stop in Nashville, Tennessee. Her skeletal remains were found 4 years later along a highway in Kentucky. The defense tried to raise doubts about whether she was shot in Indianapolis.
The fact that the state's case is purely circumstantial, 100% circumstantial, requires this of you. You have to exclude every other reasonable theory of innocence before you can convict.
But the jury did convict quickly.
And we just want to thank the ongoing efforts of investigators from Tennessee, from Kentucky, the ongoing efforts of the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, and it means a lot to this office to finally bring the justice that this family so desires. It's been a long time coming.
Mendenhall is already serving 2 life sentences in Tennessee for killing 2 women there. He faces sentencing in Indiana on February 13th and an additional 45 to 65 years in prison. At the Marion County Community Justice Campus, Rich Knight, 13 News.
Several of Karma Purpura's family members were at that trial. They didn't want to comment on the verdict, though. Authorities suspect Mendenhall is also responsible for a handful of other women killed in several states across the country.
Okay, let us turn to weather now. So compared to the last couple of days, a high around 20 degrees feels kind of warm today.
Definitely less cold.
Yeah, it's not the same bite that we've been having.
You can definitely tell a little bit. That's only going to continue over the next several days. Now, that's not to say we won't have some cold temperatures. It's still going to be some cold mornings, but each and every day we should see a little bit of improvement and even getting above freezing by the time we get
Rob bringing us some good news tonight.
I'm trying to bring, the temperatures will really feel better, I think, by next week. So it takes us a while. Remember, we're coming out of the deep freeze. So let's get right into it. Let's show you where we are temperature-wise. We're at 23. How's that for a warm-up? But look, we've got a strong south wind, so that's also making it feel a little bit colder, but the end result will be that it should help to warm us up. Those strong winds out of the south are making it still feel like it's into the single digits, but at least it doesn't feel like it's below zero anymore. So certainly some improvement in the temperatures, and I still think we're going to have some cold air in place. But look at this. I showed you this a bit earlier. It's about 20 to almost 25 degrees warmer at this hour than where we were yesterday at this time. So there is certainly a warming trend that's underway, and that'll happen tonight as well. As long as that south wind stays with us, as well as some of these clouds that are kicking in, I think our temperatures will stay into the teens for tonight. So not expecting those single-digit temperatures for overnight lows, and certainly not going back below zero, at least for tonight. I think we will see some improvement as we look to tomorrow. We've got some snow on the way. I'll talk about snow showers in our forecast coming up.
All right, Rob, thank you. Now to a video making its way across social media right now. It shows a man holding a gun to a woman's head at a gas station on Indy's north side. Our Chase Howell was given that video. And Chase, do we know how this all started?
According to witnesses, it was all over a gas pump. Now let's get right to that alarming video. Here you can see a man pointing a silver pistol at a woman's head as he pins her against the car. This all went down at a gas station on the corner of 56 and Emerson Avenue Tuesday afternoon. And I spoke to the man who recorded the altercation, who says the argument got way out of control. And ahead at 6, you'll hear from that man and IMPD about how crucial it is to solve conflict without resulting to violence. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
All right, thank you, Chase. And then just earlier today, several black clergy members gathered to celebrate a huge milestone for Indy's 10-point coalition.
For 26 years, that group has been patrolling high crime areas around the city, and now they're expanding once again. Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick looked into that today. She shares the new plan.
For more than 2 decades, Indy's 10-point coalition has been laser-focused on curbing youth violence, spending over 40,000 hours patrolling high-risk neighborhoods and connecting with more than 162,000 people.
Some of us who have been doing this a long time, like we have for 26 years, believe that some of the strategies that we have used in the past to address youth violence can still work today.
One of those is the Rapid Response Team. Previously, the coalition worked with IMPD to deploy the team to troubled neighborhoods outside the coalition's 12 areas, something leaders want to try again, first tackling the South Side, where a 14-year-old girl was killed earlier this year.
We will assist other neighborhoods and IMPD in areas where we're having a lot of troubles.
And the coalition hopes to see this rapid response team in action as early as this weekend. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
And since its inception, 10 Point says it has seen success in several of the neighborhoods they patrol, with some going years without a homicide. The mayor and IMPD chief were also at today's event in support of that coalition.
And a busy day today for Governor Mike Braun.
And for the second day in a row, he signed several executive orders in his office, and those orders today cover multiple health-focused topics.
So they include price transparency in healthcare and the reporting of abortions to the Indiana Department of Health.
Our Emily Longnecker was at the governor's ceremonial signing today. She'll have reaction to his executive orders straight ahead in just a few minutes on 13 News at 6.
And now to an update tonight from the Humane Society for Hamilton County. It says that kennels without heat are now empty, but they are still looking for fosters to make sure that there is enough space. So we reported this yesterday. The site's heating system broke, leaving some dogs just shivering in their kennels. Well, the outage impacts 11 kennels and cages with dual indoor-outdoor entrances. The Fisher Shelter says even though the kennels are empty, they are anticipating more surrenders today. They say anyone interested interested in fostering can apply on the shelter's website. That can help them. We placed a link at WTHR.com.
Hopefully we see more families step up to foster those pets. A former U.S. Surgeon General and Indiana Health Director has a new warning tonight when it comes to vaccine rates. Dr. Jerome Adams says we're seeing what he calls an alarming rate of vaccine hesitancy in this country. And in an op-ed published this week in Stat News, he says if that continues, it could have serious consequences. Watch.
The toll on hospitals of chasing down vaccine preventable diseases and outbreaks. A single measles case can cost tens of thousands of dollars in terms of outbreak investigation, in terms of time of public health officials. And for the individual, it can cause weeks of missed school.
Here in Indiana, Adams says 42% of 3-year-olds are not up to date on recommended vaccines. According to the CDC, nationwide, around 30% of 2-year-olds are not fully vaccinated. Feeling lucky?
Yes.
All right. One Hoosier could win $38.2 million tonight.
There we go. That is the jackpot for tonight's Hoosier lottery drawing. So that's the second largest lottery jackpot in the country. The only one bigger is in Texas, where $71 million is up for grabs.
It's even bigger than the major national lotteries. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $20 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $31 million. Good luck.
Thank you. That'll do it for me. All right, still ahead at 5. There are 2 days into his second term as president. Several states say they want to sue over an executive order.
A legal expert explains their concerns over the president's plan to end birthright citizenship. That's still ahead here at 5. But first, thousands of federal workers now on administrative leave.
We'll tell you what's next for them as the Trump administration makes good on its promise to end DEI programs.
And we're also looking at cold temperatures sticking around, but getting a little bit warmer. Chance of snow showers for tonight. Not expecting the temperatures to be as cold, 16. When will we get above freezing? Your forecast is coming up.